Hey yogis, today yoga for the traveling body. So let's make our way to the mat. And we're going to start in a good old downward dog. So whether you've been driving, flying, carrying a lot of baggage, suitcases, purses, this is going to feel great. So finding your way into downward dog. And then maybe starting with some pedaling out of the heels, stretching out the back of the legs. And then tuning into the body, figuring out what else needs to move, what else wants to open up. Maybe you want to pivot on the balls of the feet, sway the hips from side to side. Maybe you want to shake the head very lightly. And then settling into a nice, strong, grounded, long downward dog, so lengthening the spine, the back of the legs. And then we're going to take the right leg to the sky, we're going to bend the knee, and we're going to open up the hip, look under the right armpit. So allowing the hips to release, which often get very tight when we do a lot of sitting. So if you're having trouble finding this, think dog peeing on fire hydrant. It's not the classiest image in the world, but you know what? It does the job. And then straighten the leg, square up the hips, touch the toes down. And then we're going to work that left leg towards the sky, bending the knee, open the hip, look under the left armpit like you're peeling and twisting the body open. And then squaring up the hips, setting the toes down. And then coming on down to the knees. Anahata Asana, or extended puppy pose. So we're going to keep the hips stacked over the knees. We're going to stretch the arms forward. Palms ground, forearms ground, and then we melt the heart down, forehead, nose, or chin on the mat, depending on what's available to you. And take a few delicious breaths into the upper back, the shoulders, the armpits, the base of the neck, wherever you're feeling that gorgeous release. And from here, sliding the hands back towards you. We're going to come into ragdoll. So coming into forward fold, shaking things out. And then we're going to roll up. So keep the head nice and heavy as you roll up. And then once you arrive at the top, you're going to draw the shoulders up into the ears and smoothly slide them down the back. I'm just going to step in. There you go. Inhale. And exhale, so really soothing the shoulders after carrying various bags, holding onto luggage. Inhale. Exhale. And it's also a nice way to open up the shoulders and the chest, because a lot of the times when we're sitting in airplanes or waiting rooms or in cars, buses, we're rounding forward. So a really, really nice way to reclaim some openness through the heart. And then from here, we're going to join the hands behind us, interlacing the fingers. Inhale, root into the feet, expand the chest, rolling the heart open to the sky. And then as you exhale, softening your knees, bringing your belly, your chest to your thighs, and lifting your knuckles up towards the sky. And then rolling up from here, keeping the hands bound, press into the feet, tailbone begins to drop to the mat, rolling the heart open. And exhale, nice and flowy, nice and juicy, belly, chest to the thighs, knuckles to the sky. And let's take that again. So root into your feet, rolling up, head nice and heavy until that last moment it floats right on top of the body. And exhale, taking it forward into our bound forward fold or our bound ragdoll, a couple of breaths into the shoulders. And then releasing your hands down and just shaking the arms, the shoulders, the fingers, the head out. And then we're going to walk the hands forward, downward dog. From here, we'll take the right leg to the sky. We'll bend the knee, open up the hip. And then we'll take the knee in and we'll step the foot up to meet the thumb. We're going to take a low lunge, so let the back knee come on down. Perhaps even now starting to feel some nice release through the hip flexors, the top of the thigh. And you can either interlace your fingers, bring the palms to the thigh, or you can stretch your arms towards the sky, so whatever feels best for you here. Just remember to keep a strong navel center, stay long through the tailbone so you're quite supported here. And if you are extending the arms up and you want to roll your heart open a little bit more, you can. And then wherever you are, join your hands behind the back, interlacing the fingers. Make sure you're strong through your base, through your middle, and open up the heart. Let the light in. And then taking your hands down to frame the foot. Let's take this right leg to the sky. And we're going to walk the hands back. So we're going to walk back to our standing foot. We're going to bring the knee into the chest, balance challenge. We're going to rise all the way to stand. So from here, I'm just going to step in again. We're going to take the ankle to the knee. So right ankle to the top of that left knee. Hands to the hips as we sit back, and we're going to open up the hips here. So this should feel particularly good after extended periods of sitting. So from here, we're going to first take driving Buddha. So this is our Buddha pose. Extending the arms out in front of us for driving Buddha. Make sure we draw the arm bones back into the sockets, reaching through the fingertips. Sitting down a little deeper, breathing life and space into that outer right hip. And we're going to zip the arms back behind us, flying Buddha. And maybe changing your gaze point so that the neck can remain long here. Keep lots of energy out through your fingertips like you could take flight. And then bringing your knee into your chest, reaching your arms up. And we're going to seesaw down, so take the hands to the mat. And we're going to walk the hands forward, so we're in our down dog split. Bringing the knee into the chest, step the foot up to meet the thumb, and we're going to rise, warrior two. So all the way up into warrior, and let's open up the side body. Inhale, we're going to take it back into peaceful warrior. And then exhale. You can either come to variation, forearm to thigh, or maybe you want to take it a little lower, side angle. Again, inhale. And exhale again. Should feel particularly good and delicious, decadent even, if you've spent a lot of time sitting. And exhale. From here, coming back into warrior two. We're going to straighten the front leg, and we're going to parallel the edges of the feet. Now I'm going to turn to face you. So we have the edges of the feet parallel, and the feet are in one line. We're going to join the hands behind the back, let light into the heart, coming forward into our bound fan pose, bound forward fold, again shoulder release. And then we'll let go of the fist, and we'll come into a twist. So placing that right hand in the center of the mat underneath your nose, inhaling to a long spine. Exhale, letting the other arm lift up to the sky, keeping your hips level. And then inhale to take the hand low. Exhale. Oh, beautiful release for the spine. Let's take that again. Inhale. Exhale. And inhale. And exhale. And taking the hand down. From here, we're going to take it into pigeon pose. So we're going to walk the hands out to frame the right foot. And we're going to step back into downward dog. Stretching the right leg to the sky. Bring the knee into the back of the wrist. And we're going to find our way into that lovely hip opener pigeon pose. So once you've settled in, we'll take it forward. And we'll take it for a few breaths here, so you can come down to your forearms. You can come down to your forehead. And after we've gotten some space into the hip, we're going to come back. We step back into plank from here. And if you want to go ahead and add in a vinyasa, we can do that. And downward dog. Taking that left leg to the sky, bend your knee, open up your hip. And then bring the knee in and step the foot up. We're going to find our way into that low lunge. The back knee comes down and we rise up. So you can choose to let the arms rise, or you can bring your palms towards the thigh. And again, making sure the navel is drawing in, tailbone is lengthening to support. So taking a few breaths into the top of the thigh, the hip flexors. And if the arms are up, you can roll the heart open a little. And then whatever position you're in, we'll join the hands behind the back. We'll let a little more light into the heart. And we'll take the hands down, taking that left leg up and back. And we're going to walk back then to our standing foot. So we're going to come all the way to the back of the mat. We're going to draw the knee in, rising up. And taking the left ankle to the right knee, hands to the hips. So your foot is flexed, your knee is moving away from you, and you're going to sit down and back into the pose. Driving Buddha, so extending the arms out. Plug the arm bones in the sockets, reach through the fingertips. Breathe lots of space into that outer left hip. And then zip the arms back behind you, reaching through your fingertips like you could take flight. Keep the gaze slightly down so that we can lengthen the neck. Maybe sitting a little deeper. And then rising up. And we seesaw down, and we're going to walk the hands forward. And from here, we're going to bring the knee in. We're going to step the foot up. Warrior two. Coming all the way into warrior, and moving into those side bends through peaceful warrior. Inhale back, and then exhale, side angle, Parsva Konasana, forearm to thigh, or if you know you want to go a little deeper, if the body is craving that. And again, inhale, exhale, and one more juicy breath. Inhale. And exhale. And coming back into warrior. Straightening the front leg. Parallel the edges of the feet. Line them up. Start with the hands behind the back. Inhale. Rolling the chest open. And then exhale to release the shoulders. And of course, the backs of the legs. Releasing the hands, take your left hand, the center of the mat underneath the nose. Inhale to your long spine, exhale. Take your arm to the sky. Very satisfying release through the spine. Keep the hips level. Inhale and exhale. And we'll take that again. Inhale. Exhale. One more breath, exhale. And releasing down. Walking the hands out to frame that left foot and stepping back for a breath in downward dog. And then taking the left leg to the sky. Sliding the knee on through for pigeon. Settling the shin down, sliding the back leg down. And then if it's comfortable for you, coming on forward to forearms. Or forehead for a few breaths here. And then rising up, staying seated, we'll just shift the weight into that left hip. Back leg comes around, and if you want to hang out in Baddha Konasana for a little bit, that might feel nice for the groins, the inner hips, the inner thighs. So hopefully you're beginning to feel a little better now. So some flow for the shoulders, the upper back, the neck, the hips, the backs of the legs. Showing the body some love after all that traveling, that moving, that carrying around of heavy baggage. So I hope you enjoy, drink lots of water, and I hope that leaves you feeling fine. See you next time.